Hello. This is Whatever Happened to Pizza at McDonald's, a podcast where I ask the question, whatever happened to the pizza at McDonald's? I'm your host, Brian Thompson. Last time on this program, I received a call from a self-proclaimed former McDonald's employee who went by the name of Lamont. Previously, I had put a call out on our Twitter page at Pizza at McD's for any current or former McDonald's employees to email the show at pizza@mcdonalds@gmail.com with any information they might have as to why McDonald's stopped serving pizza in nearly all of their restaurants sometime in the mid to late 1990s. As an investigative journalist, I can offer protection to such whistleblowers as I am not required under United States or maritime law to reveal their identities. It is this legal protection which allowed my colleagues Bob Woodward and Carl Bernstein to wait decades before revealing their famous source known as Deep Throat was in actuality a man with Alzheimer's who lived in a parking garage. But like all legal protections, this one can be abused by sinister agents and bad actors. Because this so-called Lamont would not provide me with any identifying information other than his email address, I could not vouch for his authenticity or the truthfulness of his information. After all, I have been, as they say, burned before, as when I mistakenly believed this very podcast was a part of the Panoply Network, due to the fact that a grifter named Monroe Boswell told me as much, while posing as Panoply Network CEO Mark Panoply. This con was a simple act of sadism on the part of a sociopath with a gift for mimicry, but I have become very aware that my investigation into the mystery of whatever happened to pizza at McDonald's has opened me up to meddling from forces with even more nefarious motivations. I have been repeatedly stonewalled in my investigation, not just by McDonald's employees who implausibly claim not to be aware of McDonald's history with serving pizza, but from nearly every person of interest I come across. A franchise owner on the Ohio-West Virginia border who still serves pizza at his McDonald's locations refuses to clear his voicemail so that I might leave a message. Private investigators will not take my case for less than suspiciously exorbitant fees, and McDonald's official customer support simply referred me to an email address that has yet to respond to my query and likely is simply a robotic conduit to the McDonald's customer support slush pile. As an investigative journalist, I am committed to sniffing out leads with the fervency of a truffle pig in a peat moss factory, but I am just a man, and the siren song of mystery has already once before cracked and shattered my life like a big singing fat lady destroys a wine glass. I will speak no more of my last investigation, but know this: it cost me my job, my home, and my first wife, who sought solace in French kissing a coworker in an alley behind a medical mall. But I shall continue with my investigation into whatever happened to pizza at McDonald's, cloaked in the padded jumpsuit of maturity, equipped with the night vision goggles of hindsight, and riding in the armored car of been there, done that. This despite the unfortunate fact that this so-called Lamont was almost certainly not who he claimed to be. In fact, I have reason to believe that the voice heard on the previous episode was not even the con man's in question. For I was not talking to a human man, but to a sophisticated audio playback device programmed to spit out carefully edited clips from a years-old call to the radio program Coast to Coast AM with Art Bell. On that show, the host, Art Bell, held open a phone line for people claiming to have worked at Area 51, the secretive military base in the Nevada desert, said to house all manner of government secrets. Someone called this number claiming to be an Area 51 employee on the run from the government. He claimed that creatures thought to be extraterrestrials were, in fact, extra-dimensional beings visiting our Earth. During this call, Art Bell's satellite transmission was knocked off the air, lending an uneasy pall of veracity to this caller's claims. Personally, I do not know whether this unidentified voice actually belonged to an Area 51 employee, but I do know that shortly thereafter, Art Bell was driven off the air and forced to move to the Philippines, where he and an old military pal married child brides they met on the internet in a joint ceremony. He hasn't been heard from since, except every now and then when he appears on the radio. But I do know this. This voice did not belong to the person who presented himself to me as Lamont, a former McDonald's employee. And for that, I am sorry. To answer a frequently asked question before it is asked, I do not know if this was the work of Monroe Boswell, though every fiber of my being tells me that monster is capable of anything, up to and including cannibalism. But even though I did not guarantee the call's authenticity, I admit I was swayed in favor of believing it, if only due to the frankly spooky treatment I've received from the McDonald's Corporation during the course of this investigation. Plus, people who sound out of breath are almost always more truthful than those who are calmer, as lying requires more oxygen than being honest. But sophisticated audio playback machines are never truly out of breath. They do not breathe. They are devices. They do not have lungs. So their oxygen levels are a moot point. And I was a fool to think anything otherwise. Again, my apologies. Hopefully this program's journalistic standards can be raised higher than my spirits. Today's episode of Whatever Happened to Pizza at McDonald's is brought to you by MeUndies. Underwear keeps embarrassing stains off your pants. Do you have any? Order it through the mail. MeUndies. Open your mailbox. Stop the stains. Thanks for listening to Whatever Happened to Pizza at McDonald's. Reminder, please sign the Change.org petition entitled Make Whatever Happened to Pizza at McDonald's a Panoply Podcast. With your help, we can make a difference. Subscribe to us on iTunes and follow us on Twitter at @PizzaAtMcD's for breaking news, updates, or just to get in touch. Do you know what happened to pizza at McDonald's? Do you remember it? How did it taste? Please get in touch and let us know. I'm Brian Thompson.